Hey guys, this is Naren Zade with the Hammer Bros, and I'm bringing you the first of two battle reports for my local 3-day tournament. The first game I played against was a buddy of mine who plays Ogre Kingdoms. We've been playing a lot. He started playing only a couple months ago, 2 or 3 months ago, and we're trying to get him ready for the XRoads GT. We were using the scenarios that they'd used for several years at XRoads, but apparently they're using different ones this year, which I'm going to do another video on. But the scenarios are there. We each place 3 objectives. That's what the little red and green markers that you can see on the board are. The objective was you take them and you move them off to an opponent's edge, and you get a bonus victory point. And if you control all of yours, then you get a bonus victory point. And if your opponent controls none, you get a victory point. So I had forgotten to take a couple pictures, so we're starting at the bottom of turn 2, I believe. So this battle report's going to be short because my buddy didn't have very good luck this game. My doom wheel over here on the right hand side misfired, and it wasn't able to get any shots off, and I took a wound from the misfire, so I got charged by Morn Fangs, and they're obviously going to explode here. On this next picture, this is where his Gutstar got stuck, and you can see a unit of bulls over there, and then all the way on the left are some man-eaters that we're going to deal with my my Hell Pit and the Warp Lightning Cannon that I have over there. Unfortunately, he got stuck here and all these slaves. His Hell Pit, or his cannon, did end up popping my my Hell Pit, but I ended up getting in his flank with all these Storm Vermin with my Bonebreaker Lord, and I got Death Frenzy off on them, so I was able to power through it, and the game was over fairly quickly, unfortunately. So there's another shot of where my other Warp Lightning Cannon was. So, you know, between all the Warp Fire, or all the Warp Lightning Cannons, the Doom Wheel Fire, it's really hard for Ogres to get a game over on Skaven, at least as far as I've seen. If anyone has any advice, I would love to share it with my clubmate. We've been trying to get something to work together against Skaven, but I mean, and against everybody, like an all-comers list. But a tactic that you can do with a Skaven, with an Ogre Kingdoms list that really works against Skaven. We just haven't been able to figure anything out. So, in the end, I ended up winning pretty handedly. I didn't get any of I wasn't able to get any of my objectives off the table. He wasn't to get any off of his, and I held all 3 at the end of the game. So I got 1 bonus point. So we went on to game 2, which I played against Orcs and Goblins. This is movement after deployment. As you can see on the left here, I have my Doom Wheel, 2 Warp Lightning Cannons, my Storm Vermin, and then you can see over here on the left, he had 2 War Machines up on that hill. My Doom Wheel was able to pop one off, and the other one was still over there, and there's an Arachnarok behind that hill. So all of these are prime Doom Wheel targets. Here's what the right side of the board looks like. He's got some savages there. He's got 2 wyverns with bosses on them behind that piece of impassable terrain, and you can see my Hell Pit and my Gutter Runners way up in the right hand corner. So this is what the board looks like. I move up. I tried to Dreaded 13th his ogre or his orcs with power scroll, because it was something like, you know, a 5/3 magic phase, and I ended up getting it off, but I ended up forcing a scroll on turn 1, so that's always good. I can never complain, you know, about that. On his turn, he backed up a little bit. He didn't want to fight anything that I was sending towards him, and I had the Storm Banner up, so he couldn't get his wyverns over the piece of impassable, and his War Machine on the left failed to shoot. He also had a very he had a large magic phase with 11 dice. I scrolled his foot, and then I was able to stop the rest of his phase. So here's the next picture. You can see his Arachnarok has moved to the left. I moved my Doom Wheel up, trying to pop more shots off on his Doom Diver over there. You can see I'm missing a Warp Lightning Cannon. That's because my Warp Lightning Cannon misfired and shot straight through my unit again, so that was good. Not much to do there, unfortunately. You can see how he moved his savages up here. So what he did was he moved his savages on one side, and then he moved his he's going to move his night goblins up on the other side of me. So I'm kind of stuck there, and I thought that that was actually a pretty good tactic. Um, and then he flew his wyvern over one of his wyverns over the piece of impassable, and kind of left it right in front of me. So if I charge the wyvern, I'm gonna have to charge like the night goblins or. But if he sticks, I'm gonna get flanked on both sides. So I thought his wyvern had the crown of command, but he didn't. So I think he was just hoping to, beat my guy up in the challenge. I don't think he realized how tough my Red Ogre Bonebreaker was. So we'll see how that goes. So on my turn, I move the Doom Wheel up to the side right here. It's going to shoot, and it's going to kill his Doom Diver and put 5 wounds on his Arachnarok. I charge with my Storm Vermin into his Wyvern Rider. So I'm feeling confident about that, knowing he's not stubborn now. My Help Hit makes it into these Savage Orcs. So you can see that there. My Gutter Runners on the right-hand side there are going to shoot at his Wyvern War Boss. The magic phase is pretty inconsequential. I think I get Death Frenzy off again. That's pretty much all I cast all day, honestly, that and a Howling Warp Gate, because I'm trying to stop his Wyverns from being able to fly and whatnot, to keep, my bunker safe and all that. In the combat with the Help Hit, I drop the ball, unfortunately, and I do the one where it does D3 wounds to everybody. I do kill a Shaman, so that's kind of worth it, but unfortunately, I lose combat by a couple. I blow my leadership 8 check. I didn't have him in position for a reroll. So, but the Help Hit gets away, so that's good. And in the Wyvern Storm Vermin combat here, I do a whole bunch of wounds to his Wyvern. I do like 4 or something like that. And he's not able to wound my Red Ogre Bonebreaker at all. He loses by 8 and isn't able to make it. He rolls to flee. He flees like 9, and I roll double 6s to pursue. So I catch him, and then I hit the Night Goblin bunker here. Some of the Fanatics came out and dealt some wounds, but I wasn't too worried about it. So on his turn, he, excuse me, yeah, and then on his turn, he tries to go for the Help Hit. The Help Hit flees off the board from the Savage Orcs. He can't fly, so that piece of impassable stops his Wyvern from getting in to my Storm Vermin. My Storm Vermin beat up these Night Goblins. My Doom Wheel on the left goes after the Arachnarok again and does the last couple wounds to it. The Night Goblins break and run away, and then it's just the Savages, and that's when my opponent decides to call it. So I pull everything, back here just to give you kind of an overarching shot. So my slaves didn't really do too much. It was basically the Storm Vermins just being MVPs, and my Doom Wheel taking care of, the War Machines, the Arachnarok. That was huge. My Warp Lightning's dealt a couple wounds to the Wyvern on the right hand, the Wyvern that wasn't in combat with the Storm Vermin. And Howling Warp Gale and Warp Lightning kept me pretty satisfied this game. So that's it for this battle report, and then I am going on to game 3 of the 3-day tournament. I'm 2-0, and my buddy that I'm going to play against, who's bringing vampire counts to the XRoads GT, is also 2-0. So we'll see how that goes. Thank you guys for watching. See you.